cafe anyway. Hey.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's episode 2361, 2361. Something very cool has happened. My company gave me
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Gave me a day off, and that's awesome because 2020, what was the last one? 2021 was not so fun. It was pretty busy, and it's not 2023, it's 2022, and it's going to be busy too. Very busy. So they're getting us prepared, I think so. That's what I see is true.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yeah. So that's what's happening here in the one magical world of Mike's Daily Podcast.
Mike's
land.
Daily.
Perhaps you don't have the day off.
Podcast.
Perhaps you do. And
yeah,
I'm thinking you don't because I heard so many cars go by my house today. And that means that kids are back in school. And that means that the parents take the road by my house to get to the schools. There's a bunch of schools near me. And so it's busy and it zoomed by and it's just constant. So perhaps you're back to it. But the beginning of the new year, new things, new plans, new changes, new outlooks on life, new all kinds of stuff. People do go completely new. Throw everything out. There was quite a few bulk pickups going up around Podcaster Valley. People just chucking stuff. They allow you that free bulk pickup day if you have a house, if you have a residence. You call whoever the waste management people are, and Alameda Waste Management, I forget their name. But you schedule a pickup day, and they say, okay, on the regular trash pickup day that you have, you're able to pick up this much stuff. I think it's something like 26 cubic feet or something to that effect. Anyway, you got to keep within that limit. If you go over it, you got to pay like an extra $100. But people getting rid of stuff, and I got rid of a bunch of pretty awful furniture.
And here's today's podcast picture.
And now everything is shiny and new, like a new podcast. And yay! So the podcast picture today, perhaps you would like to know, is of Patches the cat, the feral cat, who has become good friends with us, and lets us pet him, lets us say hi to him. And you can see a picture of him at mikesdailypodcast.com hanging out. He was the one that got fixed, and then he suddenly stopped talking to us. We, just got on his bad side after we fixed him. Basil the boxer would not have appreciated a cat walking around the house. He would have chased that cat right out of the house, I'm sure. The late, great Basil the boxer there. But see a picture of Patches at mikesdailypodcast.com. So, let's say one of your plans is to lose weight. Maybe it is your kids. You think your kids need to lose weight. Well, obesity in children was a documented issue in the United States before the pandemic, and physicians are reporting an increase during the pandemic as well, with studies finally finding significant weight gain, especially in younger children, 5 to 11. And that makes sense because, well, what are they doing? Are a lot of them just sitting around watching TV? I know I watched a lot of cartoons as a kid, and I got pretty big myself. Obesity is a complex disease influenced by many things, including biology, genetics, risk for disease development, psychological, mental health of patient and family, emotional support, and social factors, including the environment, sidewalks, parks, green spaces, safety, access to healthcare, and affordable, healthy food options, too, are all influencing obesity. Learning behavior plays a role, too. Overfeeding or giving a child food as a reward when they cry or are sad or do something well can contribute to obesity. Limited physical activity, increased sedentary time, and poor sleep are also known to influence the development of obesity. This according to the Costco Connection. Now, the steps to take would be to first see your pediatrician for your kid, general practitioner, family doctor, who will measure your child's body mass index and review their growth pattern. Body mass index is something that for some people just is not attainable. It's just outside of the realm of reality, in my opinion. But it's a nice goal to shoot for. Once the doctor diagnoses a child as overweight or obese, they screen for related medical conditions like diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The doctor will ask about the mother's health during pregnancy, plus the child's eating and exercise habits, as well as review child and family medical histories and the amount of non-school screen time. There's so much screen time these days. The screen time is on their phones. Maybe you decided to give them one of those. Is it still called a Game Boy? I forget what they call them. The little handheld video games. So many things, tablets, so many ways to occupy their time and keep them sitting. The doctor will also ask about the child's eating speed. You know, if they eat too fast, which a lot of kids do. Heck, a lot of adults do. A lot of adults I know. I'm always the last person eating. Now, that might be because I go and get seconds when I'm with friends. If I don't get seconds as much as I used to, though, and that's another thing. Getting seconds that can lead to obesity in a big way. But like, people eat too fast and they don't enjoy their food, and therefore they want to eat more because they're not satisfied. Also, there's boredom, nighttime eating behavior, and any food sneaking and or hiding behaviors. The physician may also assess the family's mental health and social history. The treatment plans that they then give you provide a roadmap for making changes. As we go outside a Cafe Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley at Cafe Anyway, the last place on earth, where we're serving only healthy food today. I noticed Starbucks is doing like a meat-free week. And there's all this meat-free stuff going on. People going meat-free. And then we had some friends bring by some kind of German traditional pork roast with sauerkraut and mashed potatoes and peas. And that totally reminds me of my childhood, because my mom, who's German, and my dad's mom, so my grandmother, her mom was German. So there's this pork roast fascination that I grew up with. I don't know if that's German or not, but man, delicious. And probably not the healthiest thing. And there are definitely pluses to not eating meat. I know Radiolab just did a thing about meat allergies. Don't know if that's a true thing or not, but meat allergies. I do say, however, and all the studies show this, that you need to put more vegetables on your plate. More fruits, more vegetables. Now, for breakfast today, I had no smoothie. I had no fruits at all. And that's not good. Not a good way to start the year. And I've just now inspired myself to go make a smoothie. Something healthy, using fruits, bananas, a tiny bit of peanut butter, because peanut butter's got a lot of fat in it, but it gives a little bit of taste. And just, blending it all up, and it tastes magnificent. Maybe throw an avocado in there, it makes it more smooth. But the treatment plan will then look into behavioral changes, developing healthy habits. Treatment plans are more than the number on the scale and include strategies for improving day-to-day functioning. An effective treatment need not be complex. Several simple changes incorporated over time will help most families. And this can apply to not just kids, but adults losing weight as well. It may include limiting calorie-containing beverages. Yes. Those sodas, not a good idea. Yeah. No, don't take my rights away. Don't take my rights you're taking away my soda. it's up to me. It's my decision if I want to put sugar in my body or have the diet-free stuff that's maybe just as bad because it's got some other weird chemical substitute. But are we drinking too much soda as a nation? That was the question like more than 15 years ago at this point. New York banned the soda and all that. But as a rule of thumb, if you're drinking a lot of calories in your beverages, a great way to lose weight is to cut all those calories, all those beverages out, those caloric beverages out, and just stick with water. Maybe a little bit of coffee, as we found out on a recent podcast here at Mike's Daily Podcast. Coffee has a lot of antioxidants in there that can help you. Add some cinnamon, and you got even more antioxidants. But yes, calorie-containing beverages, get those out. Limit the second or third helping of food to vegetables only. And getting more physical activity. It's a great idea for all of us. And a treatment plan can be driven by the family with small, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely goals. And that is very critical. It keeps you motivated. Eat less, exercise more is not a specific plan. If your child hates vegetables, a goal can be trying 2 new vegetables per week for 4 weeks, or trying 1 new vegetable 3 different ways in the next 2 weeks. New habits can take several months to develop, but reassessing progress every few weeks builds momentum. Work on developing a regular sleep schedule for your child without screens, and make time for daily active play for younger children and weekly exercise as a family. Yeah, young kids, they need a lot of activity and a lot of playtime. It helps them physically, it helps them mentally, it's just amazing. Parents examine the child's social environment to see if there are areas in eating, exercise, screen time, or sleep that can be modified. It can take months to establish new habits, focus on building healthy habits that can be maintained, and praise the new efforts. The words overweight and obese depend on the body mass index, the BMI, a percentile growth curve that measures weight over height squared for the child's age and sex. A BMI between the 5th and the 85th percentile is considered healthy. Greater than the 85th but less than the 95th percentile is overweight. And the 95th percentile or greater is considered obese. Experts caution that it's important to rephrase how we describe weight so people feel respected rather than criticized or judged. For this reason, they suggest saying a child with obesity rather than an obese child. And finally, what to ask your doctor. Ask your doctor questions to lay the groundwork for a plan to help your kid, or this could probably just be for anything in helping you with health issues. Support. How can I support my child and be a better role model of help? How can your family support the changes? Is the child experiencing medical or mental health problems that may be weight related? Is there an additional screening test that is involved? How do you start? Do you need to see other specialists? How often should the specialist follow up with you? How often should the doctor follow up with you? And finally, you should ask, should my still growing child be gaining, maintaining, or losing weight? All from the Costco connection. And a little plug for them, but here's a little slug. I still haven't, I spent it. Why are you not so close to Podcaster Valley, Costco? We need one of you in Podcaster Valley and make my life a lot simpler. I don't know where we would build you, but it would be nice. Outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
That's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player tell you what.
What?
A great way to lose weight is to eat more pie.
I don't see that anywhere in this article.
Well, it's there. It's the truth, and if you don't acknowledge it, then you are just reading fake news.
Fake news. Costco connection. Okay. That's a new one. And look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Have some right now.
Thank you very much. I hope 2022 is a great year for all of you.
Drink my root beer. I'll cut you.
Oh, okay. Does it have a lot of calories? I don't want a caloric beverage here.
No, it's not. Got no calories at all. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's water. That's not root beer. But thanks anyway. Next show.
You shut your mouth when you talk to me.
We'll get to let's see, who's the next show? Next show it'll be Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Have you had any thoughts pop into your head during this podcast? Any ideas? Anything you'd like to share? You can let me know. 336mm daily. 3 + 3 = 6 mm, as in Mike Matthews daily. As in what this podcast has been daily for a couple of days. It's been amazing. So yes, please let me know, and we'll talk about it next show. Take us out, A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!